Well, we are here with a very well-renowned professional in transportation business, Ken Lucci, our friend, and we want to make him 3 questions just to understand the landscape of the transportation industry. The first question, Ken, is what emerging trends do you see impacting the transportation industry?
Interesting question. So on the fleet side, obviously we're dealing with electric vehicles and the trend of electric vehicles, sedans, SUVs, obviously first. Then we're looking at what EVs are going to do for larger equipment in the shuttle space. The problem there we see is very simple. It's the infrastructure is not built out yet. And frankly, there is there a demand is a question, a real demand. Are clients really demanding EV? The next thing I would say is, how is AI going to impact the business? Specifically, how can AI, how can auto dispatching, how can computerization, GBT, whatever it is, AI, how can it reduce our dependency on specialized labor in the operation? How can we automate?
And that is an unknown territory now, no?
It is. There's
it's evolving.
It's a lot of evolving. I think that, you know, the window is cracked open a little bit, but it's evolving. The problem is definitely there, where we rely too much on specialized labor. Even the simplest reservation, from my house to the airport, requires a 5-minute phone call, where our disruptive competition uses a smartphone app to do everything, to track the vehicle, to get the receipt, to do the payments. So we're anxious to see how things like WhatsApp, IVR telephone, how that's going to impact the business, because that's one piece, the ordering. The logistics is always been an issue because you have an intellectual logjam where you have a dispatcher who only knows how to control the traffic of the entire fleet. Whereas if we had AI auto dispatching, we'd solve a lot of problems in the industry.
Correct. And what are the recommendations would you offer to your former colleagues in the transportation industry?
Well, we focus on finance and profit, increasing your profitability and your liquidity. If from an operational perspective, I would say, become educated on every possible technology option that's out there. Everything. Remove paper, any kind of paper processes from your business. And generally, as these technologies emerge, you have to be in front of it. You have to be educated on it. So basically, that would be it.
Okay. And final question is, how do you envision the growth for the industry in 2024?
Interesting question. So growth, 2022 was a watershed year. 2022, some people say, was a sugar high for our business, where it was massive revenue demand coming back. Most of my clients have done just as well in 23, and they're holding their own January, February 24. In general, I recommend people in 24, watch your money. This is a year to definitely try to lower your cost structure, keep liquidity high, because we don't know in an election year what's going to happen at the end of this year. But from a growth perspective, I see this business growing. Most of my clients are growing by a good solid 10% year over year. Some of them even higher.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Ken.